All right, in this video, let's talk about the workflow once your site has gone live. I've gone ahead and added some content to my live site, just an About Us page, nothing fancy. But now the workflow has changed because if I just simply pull all of the database and files from dev or test, I will have lost my content. So here's how that goes. When I click on test and I click on workflow, I'm going to clone the database and files from live. This is going to pull that new content into my test site. And there we go. If I click on test now and click on home, you'll see that I have my About Us page and my home page. On my dev site, I'm still missing the About Us article. Now I can do the same thing on dev. I can pull from either live or test the database and files. This way my dev environment now is exactly the same as my live environment. And when I click on my dev environment, you'll notice that the theme goes back to what the live environment was, as well as I have the new content. Now I can add a module or another theme here to my dev environment. Let's say we just want to add something simple like path auto and token. I'm going to grab the path auto and I'll install that on my dev environment. And I need to get token as well to make this work. And we'll turn both of those on and click Save Configuration. All right, so now I have, again, two different setups. My dev server has the correct content, and it has a couple of modules that haven't been committed to the others yet. If I click up here on code, again, you'll notice I have to make these changes committed. So new modules and commit. And when I click on test, let's assume for just a moment that the live server has continued on and that there's actually some new content. Then on the test server, I would just come to code and pull that code. You'll see here, pull files and the database from the live environment. Let's go ahead and do that as well. What this is going to do is it's going to put all the new content from live and the code from dev, therefore making my test server completely up to date and the one that is going to be involved in actually testing this new module with the up-to-date content. And this is really critical. Once I know this is right, I can pull from live again and then push back to live all of the development changes. So if I go to my test site and click home, you'll notice now that path auto and token are installed but not enabled because that's a configuration issue. Click Save Configuration, and I can now on my test site turn clean URLs on. And so that's the workflow when you're talking about your live site. Back here on code, two commits are ready to pull from the testing environment. New modules and the Danland theme commit need to be pulled. Again, the key thing here is, have I got the correct content on test in order to push it back to live? Pull code from testing. I've grabbed those new modules and the theme. If I come over to my live site, there's my content again. I can come into modules, turn those modules on, and update my theme. Now the other way to do this is if I had pulled the live content from test and the modules from development, set them all up and gotten them the way I wanted, I could have come to live and clicked on Workflow, and cloned the test environment completely, and I wouldn't have needed to have gone through those other issues. The question here again is, do I have the most up-to-date content from live in test before I go ahead and do that?